Hi there, thank you for joining me on FernCrafts. I'm Christine and I welcome you to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very short one and it's for the benefit of one of my friends who's out shopping for an orchid today, possibly at the orchid show that's happening, I believe at the Chinese Cultural Center here in Toronto. And she is really interested in the Paphiopedilum. So I wanted to show off my Paphiopedilum, just give a few tips so to anyone who's interested so that you know what to look out for. This one's called a Paphiopedilum hybrid, just like that, and I got it from Tsinghua Orchids back in February, and I brought her home in bud. And so here are the leaves, still very nice and shiny and looking good. And she's in a little pot that she came in with sphagnum moss in it. And the way I have her set up is, pardon my table being dusty right now, I haven't cleaned it up yet, but it has a layer of the clay beads on the bottom where I put in just a little bit of water so that there's enough moisture that'll wick up if necessary. And the sphagnum moss that I watered the orchid last week, and you can see that the sphagnum moss is still well, I don't know if you can see it, but it's still slightly damp. They don't like to dry out completely, so you've got to make sure that you have the sphagnum moss, and it's ideal to have them in sphagnum moss, that they are just slightly damp, not wet, and definitely not dry. So here is the bloom. I've shown this orchid to you before. It's a little lopsided because, and I was very disappointed because the balloon was deflated. I'm calling it the balloon, but it's the lip. Was deflated, and it's now filled up almost with a little bit of a dent. Still a very, very beautiful orchid. I love the markings. I love Paphiopedilums, but they are slow orchids. They grow a little slow, maybe bloom once a year. And I have another one that's blooming size. This too came, as you can see, with a bloom or a bud, but it never made it because of the cold when I brought her home in February. So it just withered away. It wasn't even like a bud blast, it just withered away. I have another tiny one, and this one sits just in the clay beads and in some water all the way, and I can tell you that now she's doing a lot better. This is the Paphiopedilum that's Ruby Mist crossed with Voodoo Magic and Wardii, and it's a really nice one. Okay, let me show you the label on this one. It's Paphiopedilum Impulse crossed with Pulsar, and this is from Crystal Star Nurseries, one of my favorite growers here in Toronto. And I keep them together because I think it's really nice for moral support for them, but obviously they don't need it. And when they're not in bloom, they're still very interesting because they've got the markings on the leaves, the model leaf. I like those. There are also the plain leaf Paphiopedilums that are a little more tolerant to heat, and I think these are the cooler ones, or it could be the other way around, but I will correct myself on screen if that is incorrect. So again, here is a shot of the Paphiopedilum, and it is a little tilted, but she's done a lot better than she started out, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So there you go, folks, just a quick video on what I'm doing today. Just gonna spend a little time with my orchids and give them some love and care. And those that need watering, I noticed that a lot of them are still sort of wet or damp, not wet but damp, and those I would pass on today's watering and then just water those that need it. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. For those of you who haven't done so already, do subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a video. And until next time, enjoy your orchids. Bye bye.